Hey y'all, what's going on? So I wanted to get on here today because there's something really gripping me as a human being. And this is referring to the Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf incident. And the absolute disgusting race war that this is starting. And as a Gen X American, somebody who was born in the late 70s, mid 70s, and that grew up in this country for the past 46 years of my life, I've grown up I was born and raised here. So, yes, this is where I've lived all my life. We have been the beacon of democracy in this country for the past 90 years, since the Cold War. And the Cold War started in 1946. Technically started in 1945, but officially was 1946, after World War II, between the Eastern Bloc, Soviet Union, and the Western capitalist Europe, and Eastern Communist Europe, basically, the Soviet Union. Those of you who don't know what the Soviet Union is, go look it up. Since that time, America has always been the beacon of democracy and of justice and law and order for the rest of the world. So to my fellow Americans that is taking this event and polarizing it in this country, shame on you, because we've lost a kid. I don't care what color your skin is, okay? I don't care if it's black. I don't care if it's white. I don't care if it's polka dot fucking stripe. I don't give two fucks what your skin color is. Sorry about that, y'all. I just took some nasal spray because allergy season's really bad here in the South. But what I wanted to say is it doesn't matter what color your fucking skin is. The point that matters here is that a homicide took place. Somebody lost their lives. Somebody was unalived. America, we are better than this. This is not who we are as a country. This is not who the American people are. When is this going to fucking end? We're already in a heap of mess as it is already, with a government that's trying to be authoritarian and take over our democracy and our freedoms. And we're worried about petty racist shit and advocating and just gaslighting people with this racism. It's got to fucking stop. Y'all need to stop, because what's going to happen is all these people that are screaming it's a racist-based thing, when racism truly comes and when an act truly happens based on race alone, a hate crime, they're not going to be believed. They're going to be called, oh, you're crying wolf. Then what? Are we going to erupt out in all civil war against each other? No. That's not the way to do it, America. To my fellow Americans, shame on you for allowing this to get gaslit. Shame on you. We're better than this. In closing, all I want to say is I'm sorry. Carmelo was in the wrong. Carmelo Anthony was in the wrong. He was in the wrong. He was where he should not have been. First of all, he wasn't invited to this party. He was trying to stir up some shit, trying to start trouble. He didn't like what he got, and he stabbed somebody. But why? Because he's a fucking coward. Because he can't fight with his fucking hands. He's got to use a weapon. Just like any of these young punks today. They think they got to, they can't square up with somebody fist to fist. No, they got to use a fucking weapon. I mean, where I'm at, in my neck of the woods, we have what's called the castle doctrine, stand your ground law. But that only applies if somebody comes into your house. So this whole thing about him wanting to claim self-defense, especially in Texas, ain't gonna fly. It's not gonna fly. Because first of all, he wasn't in his own domain, number one. Number two, his life was not threatened in any way because the other kid didn't have a weapon. So, I'm sorry, but I call a spade a spade. I'm not trying to make this a racist thing or a political thing or whatever, but a spade is a spade. I'm sorry. I call a spade what it is. That's what it is. And it's clearly a case of the other kid, Anthony, Karmelo Anthony, stabbed and killed Austin Metcalf. That's the bottom line. End of fucking story. A crime was committed. He unalived somebody, and he's going to pay for it. As it should be, under the law, under due process of the law. He's getting his due process. Will he be convicted? Most likely. Will he face life in prison? Most absolutely. Absolutely 100%. Will he get the death penalty? We don't know. I don't know Texas law, but I know that he's being tried as an adult. So, but that's what I have to rant about today. I had to get that off my chest. I've been following this since it happened. I haven't posted anything about it because the country is already in too much of a tumultuous climate. We're too fucking polarized, and I'm sick of it. I'm to the point to where I don't recognize my own country anymore. And that's sad for me to say, that I don't recognize the place that I grew up in and that I was born and raised in. I don't recognize it anymore. Because I'm sorry, when I was growing up as a kid and you got in a scuff with somebody else, you fought it out. Okay? That's how it worked. And one of this bullshit pulling a fucking knife on somebody, no damn gun, whatever. You can't even bring guns into. You brought a gun into school, your ass was out of there. And then he was expelled from school, and they're going to let him graduate? Come on now. They're just doing that as a political stunt. That's all they're doing it for. So, that's my rant, people. Listen, y'all just take the blinders off and see it for what it really is. It's murder. The boy committed murder. That is a capital. It is a felony in this country. Most states it's a felony. Actually, in all 50 states it's a felony. So, do with that what you guys will. I mean, leave it in the comments. Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't care what your opinion is, to be honest with you. I just want to know from other people. I want to hear what other people think. Am I right or am I wrong about this? So, let me know in the comments below, y'all. And y'all have a great week. Love y'all. Bye.